Hi, it's Dr. Lori, and this is Real Bargains. This is the treasure map. This is the stuff to look for when you're at the thrift store, the shopping mall. I'm going to show you what people have found, real people just like you. I'm going to show you what to do. All you got to do is go out and find it and buy it. That's right. I've got permission to retell all of these stories. My first real bargain comes from an online appraisal report. So somebody sent me a photo. I did an online appraisal report for them. They purchased these particular items at a thrift store. Well, interestingly enough, they saw these pieces. They were in a thrift store. They went in and they said, well, you know what? I'm going to shop around, looked at some jewelry, and decided that they were going to, in fact, purchase these pieces. So they recognized the 925 mark for sterling silver. They saw the necklace and they saw the bracelet. Now, the buyer really wanted just the bracelet, didn't really care for the necklace, doesn't wear necklaces like this, doesn't wear chokers, and said, I don't really care for this, but let's see what the price is. So she asked the salesperson what the price is, and the salesperson says, well, we're asking $125. So, my client says, geez, I don't really want to spend $125. Maybe, would you take an offer? So, the salesperson says, well, make me an offer. When you have an opportunity to make an offer, make an offer. Don't pay full price if you don't have to. So she says, well, I didn't want to spend $125. I'm not really crazy about the necklace. Maybe I'll just buy the bracelet, thinking, less money, only one item. And then she heard my voice. My voice said, get the set, get the set, get the set, in her head from watching the channel. Well, she did indeed get the set. They were asking $125. She paid $75 for it, and then she sent the picture to me, and she said she didn't recognize the maker's mark, but she sent it to me. She thought it was familiar. I did the online appraisal, and I got to tell her that the maker's mark was Georg Jensen. That's right, the famous Copenhagen, Denmark, Scandinavian design piece. Middle part of the 20th century, beautiful. Sterling silver bracelet and choker necklace set. She got the set, and that was smart. Listening to me, that was smart. The set is worth, that's right, for her $75 investment, the set is worth $3,000. A very, very well-known design, mid-century modern necklace and bracelet set. That's a real bargain. This next real bargain comes from an online appraisal report as well. And these pieces were also a set, and they were, in fact, bought at an estate sale. So my client tells me, Dr. Lori, I go estate sale shopping with my adult daughters. It's how we spend time together. I really enjoy that time together. So we're at this estate sale, and I'm looking around, and there's a tray of costume jewelry out. And the estate sale people are milling around, and I kind of had to nudge my way, she told me, to get to the tray to look at the estate sale pieces that were offered in the costume jewelry arena. So she's looking on this tray, she's kind of nudging some other people, and she sees these blue and white and pearl brooch and earrings set. And she said, well, I tried to look at the mark and I didn't really recognize the mark. So I knew that if I did buy these, I would have to do some research and I'd probably have to enlist your help. She said, well, that was fine. One of her daughters was there and they were looking around for their stuff. And she had accumulated a lot of things. So she had accumulated, like a doll and a painting and some costume jewelry and other stuff all together. So she's thinking, okay, well, this is good. I've got a lot of stuff that I think I want. And I think I want this set, which was the brooch and, of course, the earrings. So I do the online appraisal. She's ready to leave the, of course, estate sale. And she finds out that she can't use Venmo. She can't use, her typical charging apps. She can't use Apple Pay. She can only use cash at this estate sale. And she's like, only cash? So she asked the estate sale person, I only have $20. Can I get everything for $20? And the estate sale person agrees. So she's really happy. So she paid very, very little for this portion of all of her haul, if you will. So she pays only a little bit, about $1, for the brooch and the matching earrings. So what are they? They're clearly marked. They're Louis Rousselet, made in France, 1930s, 1940s, probably more toward the 40s than the late 30s, but 1940s costume jewelry set. They're made of beautiful, well-constructed, gorgeously designed poured glass, seed pearls, Baroque, of course, pearls. They're faux, but they're Baroque pearls. And, of course, the blue the blue glass pieces as well. It's a very nice design. It's a very well-known French designer of the middle part of the 20th century. So she's pretty happy with them, and she's really happy because even though it was cash only, it was a little inconvenient, she was able to get the pieces that she wanted from the estate sale. So she had a good day with her daughters. She paid about $1 for this piece, right? The set, all 3 pieces, $1. What's it worth? $1,850. Why? Signed, very major designer, costume jewelry set that's very rare and hard to come by. Beautiful example of how you can find some great things at estate sales. I'm showing you what to buy. These are the things that you want to be looking for when you're out there thrift store shopping or antiquing. So stick with me. My next real bargain comes from a video call. And this video caller said that she's new to online reselling. She's very excited and she wants to learn about jewelry. So she gets a box, a 50-pound box of jewelry, all different types of assorted jewelry from an online auction for Goodwill. So Goodwill does these online auctions. You know all about them. And basically she buys this 50-pound box. She pays $151 for 50 pounds of assorted jewelry. So that could be, you know, necklaces and bracelets and one earring and all different things. So she goes through the box slowly and she said to her husband, you know, I really could do this a little better if I could get the Presidium gemstone tester. So I really want you to buy that for me for my birthday, which is coming up next month. So the husband says, get the Presidium gemstone tester. It's going to be worth it. And in fact, she finds out just how worth it is. She gets the Presidium gemstone tester before she resells any of the pieces in this 50-pound box that she invested the $151 in. Okay, so she gets the gemstone tester and she starts testing the pieces. She tests the gemstones. She tests the first one that's red and it's a ruby. She tests the second one on this pendant and it's a sapphire. She even tests the very, very small diamond chip and lo and behold, it's a diamond. So the Presidium has already paid for itself in this particular example. Why? Well, it's set in 18-karat gold. It's a beautiful pendant. It has precious gemstones. They're gorgeous and they're pretty large too. And she has a video call with me and she says, Dr. Lori, I need you to see this. I'm really happy that I actually was able to test the pieces. I'm really happy that I bought the Goodwill box, 50 pounds of jewelry, and I really think that I might be able to have something valuable here with this piece. So if you extrapolate it down, $151 for the 50 pounds of jewelry comes down to about $1 for this one item. So this one pendant, which is kind of this teardrop shaped with some rounded cornered pendants with these precious stones set into it, the sapphire, the ruby, the diamond. Altogether, what are they worth? She paid about $1. That pendant alone, just the one pendant, is worth $750. So for her $151 investment, she got 50 pounds of stuff, and in one little piece, she made her money back and then some. That's a real bargain too. A great way to spend a birthday. Check it out, your gemstones. My next real bargain comes from an online appraisal report where someone sends me a photo and I, of course, create an online appraisal report for them based on the object that they have. So this person is a person who works near antique malls. So that could be dangerous and that could be very beneficial. So actually, this person is a young person in his 20s and goes out and oftentimes looks for, he says he hunts for cameos. So he really likes cameos and he looks for them a lot whenever he's out thrifting. So the antique malls that are near his work become important to him and he goes there almost every day. Regularity in thrifting is going to be important because you see the new merchandise every day. So you can see when something new comes in. So that's great. He says he loves cameos. He thinks they're really interesting. He likes the classical motifs, those motifs of ancient Greece or ancient Rome or goddesses or gods or mythological figures. He likes that. And he said he saw this at first sight, he saw it and he knew he was buying it. I was like, wow, that's great. So what he recognized from the channel was he recognized that it had that C clasp, that old type of C clasp, the clasp that in fact is what will identify for many of you when I help you identify what to look for. You know, these are the things that you should be looking for when you're out there thrifting. It's the treasure map. It's the keys to the castle is what I'm giving you. And I want you to do this. I want you to learn what pieces to look for. So basically, he's looking at these pieces and he sees this cameo and he knows he's going to buy it. And it really tells you that it's a big myth that young people don't like antiques. Young people really like antiques, and a lot of them are very good at finding quality antiques. So he sees this piece. This piece is a wonderful carved Italian 19th century shell. So it's a cameo shell. It's carved. It's beautiful. It also has these nice glass beads all around the perimeter for details. It's set in a sterling silver mount. It's beautiful. So he finds the piece. He buys the piece. He's very excited. He's going to add it to his cameo collection. And I asked him, how much did you pay for it? And he said, I paid $60 for it. Well, I did the online appraisal document in this 19th century. That's right, it's from the 1800s in beautiful shape with the characteristic early clasp. Nice materials, high quality, very good and intricate Italian carving. That's what you look for when you're looking for cameos too. And you want to see an unusual, of course, scene or an unusual image. You know, a lot of them are women in profile, not always very commonplace, but those that have mythological figures. This one has a wonderful gladiator on a chariot with two horses, and you can see the movement of the horses and the legs of the horses. Really beautiful, with a wreath around the gladiator's head. It's a wonderful example of 19th century classical revival artistry. Wonderful piece. Paid $60. What's it worth? The value, retail value based on where others have sold actual sales records, $750 for this cameo. He's adding it to his collection, so that increases the value a little bit of all the cameos in the collection, because anytime you add to a collection, you increase the value of all of them a little bit. That was a real bargain. And a great note that, of course, young people love antiques. This next real bargain comes from an online appraisal report as well. And this piece, this pair of earrings, this set, was actually found in a Goodwill online auction. So my client says to me, Dr. Lori, you know, I saw this and I said, I know that this bidding, which is started when they got to the online auction, the bidding was already underway. She said, I knew that the bidding, these people didn't have any idea what kind of quality these pieces were. So she said, they're Gucci, they're marked Paolo Gucci. They had the Paolo mark on them. They are, of course, a very, very famous high quality couture brand name. And she said they're marked, which made me say, the starting bid is way too low. These people don't have any idea what they are. And I hope that I can get them. I hope that if I have to outbid somebody, I hope I can do it. So she goes through the bidding. They go back and forth. They're 14 karat gold plated. They have a faux pearl, a large button pearl in the middle. And then, of course, all of those lovely ringlets, those circles of course, gold plate all the way around for each earring. They're clip-ons, and you can see, of course, the Paolo mark for Gucci. Beautiful design, beautiful pieces, brand names. I always tell you, buy brand names when you can. They resell very well. So she goes through the auction. It's getting exciting, and she pays $77. She outbids the other bidder by a buck. That's right, outbids the other bidder by a buck. So she gets it as the high bidder. She's very excited. I do the online appraisal report, and she says, Dr. Lori, I'm shocked at what they're worth. I expected them to be worth a couple $100. They were worth $650 for her $77 bid. So she did very well on these. Almost paid about 10% for them, a little bit more than 10%. She did very, very well on these. She knew what to look for. She knew what the quality looked like too. She said that, she told me as an afternote, that her learning from the channel and reselling jewelry online has helped her during a time when she had a family member who was out of work with a disability. So I'm so happy that that's able to help her too. This next real bargain comes from a video call. And you know my video calls, they're so much fun. You can get some pieces reviewed by me, and we can talk about, you know, what you're doing and what kind of advice I can give you. Video calls are easy to book online too. So a couple of things. This was a video caller, and he collects jewelry, costume jewelry and fine jewelry, has a big collection and likes to go thrifting. He says that he has a thrift store near his house and he's in there all the time. It's a short walk. He takes a walk. He looks around. He does a little shopping. It's retail therapy. It's good for him. So he's looking at this piece, and it was in the case at the thrift store. And the thrift store cashier said, boy, I've been eyeing that piece too. So you'll notice that it is sterling silver, and it has some seed pearls, and then it's a necklace, which is a pearl, a faux pearl, a freshwater pearl necklace that in fact is holding this pendant, which is the filigree sterling silver with some seed pearls. He said, I knew I had to have it. It was perfect. And it looked so nice in the case, and I thought, I've got to add that to my collection. So I asked how much it was, and they said it's $5. And he said, well, I'm definitely taking that home. He said he got it home, and that's when he reviews everything with his loupe. I think you should bring your loupe with you when you're actually in the stores. Put it in a pocket, bring it in a pocketbook, have it around your neck on a lanyard, but use the loupe. It's going to be helpful for you in the act of shopping. But he likes to go home and look at the loupe and look at the pieces with the loupe while he's home. He's reviewing the pieces, and he noticed that one of the pearls was missing. But he knew it was perfect when he bought it in the store. So he's looking around and hopeful he'll find it in his home. It's probably somewhere in his home or in the bag. Always check the bag. Anyway, so he looks at the piece. He sees the piece. He says, Dr. Laurie, I knew I had to talk to you about it when I had the video call. So we talked about it, and he found the 925 sterling mark on it. The pendant has a beautiful mark on it. It's wonderful filigree work. That's that open work that's oftentimes utilized in sterling silver pendant jewelry. So he has the piece. It's in good condition. I'm sure he'll find that little tiny missing seed pearl. And in fact, he paid $5 for it. I got to tell him that the value for it, $275 for his $5 investment. And again, an addition to a nice collection of costume and fine jewelry. This next real bargain is a Gucci piece. That's right, brand names. One of the things you want to look for at the thrift store, along with, of course, bringing your loupe. Don't forget your loupe so you can look at those pieces right at the thrift store. And this comes from a video call. A video caller said, Dr. Laurie, I got this at the Goodwill bins. You know the bins. Go through all the different stuff. It's a little bit dirty. Got to look through everything. Get out your gloves, you know. Make sure that you're wearing some old clothes when you look through the Goodwill bins, but you're going to find values there. And great real bargains at the Goodwill bin. So she's looking through these pieces, and she sees this, and it's an accessory. It's a shoehorn. It's a shoehorn made by Gucci. So it's leather. There's some brass on it, and also, of course, the natural horn that provides the shoehorn. A couple different things about it. You'll notice that it has some maker's marks, indicates that it's made in Italy, indicates that it is a Gucci brand. So this piece, she said, Dr. Laurie, you know, I'm in the bins. I know I'm not going to pay a lot for anything. It's in pretty good condition. It doesn't look like it's been used that much. And I guess it gets into the bins because it's an unusual piece. There's a lot of it. My video caller gets charged by weight. So it ends up that she pays about 99 cents for this piece, in addition to all the other stuff that she gets from the bins. So for 99 cents, she buys this piece, and we do a video call, and I said, all day, every day? You know, I say that a lot, all day, every day. It's worth $100. So she says, that's great, Dr. Laurie. I'm happy about that. I said, are you going to resell it? She goes, yeah, I'm going to try to resell it. Try to resell it? She resold it very quickly, within the week after the video call, for that $100. A wonderful real bargain, too. Good condition was the factor here, and of course, the brand names. I'm showing you what to look for. I'm showing you what to buy, what you will find out there at the thrift stores, the yard sales, the estate sales, the antique malls. Go out there and get it. I'm Dr. Laurie. Happy to see you. I'll see you next time.